Good evening, everyone, on the Rampant Epsilon Twitch and YouTube eventually. This won't be live on YouTube, but I'll probably have it as an archive. On the eve of the Switch 2, we're doing a little send-off to Mario Kart 8. If anyone's watched the TGSN stuff, you've already knew about this. But I am going to kind of explain it a little bit right now. So, we're going to be doing the versus race, I think. Yeah. I am playing for fun. So we are playing the Link with the Master Cycle. With the Master Cycle 0. We are doing 150cc. We're gonna go ahead and do normal items. Normal calm. Because like I said, this is playing for fun. And we are setting it to 48 courses. The reason why, for those wondering, is I have a wheel. The wheel has 48 tracks. 47 of them being all retro tracks, aka from previous games. No tour tracks are in here. I did have to add one 8 game into the mix just so that it was a even 48. For those wondering, it is Mario Kart Stadium from Mario Kart 8. But what we're doing is, after every match, I am spinning the wheel, like so. Come on, spin for me. Okay. Okay. Fine, we'll refresh this then. That's interesting. And not do it with the crop. I guess I can't do it with the crop. Interesting. I've never actually had that happen before. Let me reposition this then. But we're doing a spin after every course, and the Wheel of Destiny, as I'm going to call it tonight, is going to tell us what course to do. As we're doing courses, the courses will be hidden, meaning I'm going to be doing Grumble Volcano. I am not going to be able to do it a second time, though. Let me do this. Reference. I can't do the crop, though, is the downside. We're going to put you over in this corner here so that we can see the course at all time. I will clear it when we go to the next course. But yeah, so we're going to be doing this all night. Or at least until I get tired of it. But this is going to essentially be my send-off to Mario Kart 8, because for those that don't know, I have speedrun this game quite extensively. Granted, I mean, there's people that have done more than me, but yeah. I've done a lot with it myself, so I wanted to kind of give it a send-off before I probably spend way too much time on Mario Kart World, so yeah. But we're going to get started with Grumble Volcano. And now I get to remember how to play this because I've been playing way too much rocket racing. Well, that happened. Ooh, that was lucky. Oh my god. I am being garbage. Ooh, that could have been bad. Yep. Right. Nailed it. Ah, missed that. I love that I'm rusty, but I am still actually stomping the normal computer. For those wondering, usually speedruns are done off of hard computer. So, and I always didn't do items because items are too RNG heavy sometimes. If I can get it this time. I knew that was gonna happen. Nope. I'm gonna whiff it right here at the end, aren't I? Oh, I might have just saved it. Oh boy, that's a blue shell. Okay, good. But yeah. And essentially this is how this is gonna run. We're gonna do one. I know what I needed to do. I needed to do this. You up like that, and do that. That way then it's set up regardless of which way I'm looking at it. But we'll hit that, add the choice, and now we're down to 47 courses. For us to go to Daisy Circuit. Yep. Is down here. I don't remember which cups. I probably should have put the cups. So there it is. And we'll get off into course 2. But yeah, I figured since World was, you know, coming out tomorrow and pretty much is going to be essentially a similar experience to this, where you're multiple different courses together. Might as well do this. Plus, it's a good send-off for 8. What is Probably gonna be the longest running Mario Kart game for quite some time, I'd say. I doubt anything else is gonna end up beating it, but I could be wrong. Oh, I think I popped the red shell. Good work, me. Okay. Ooh, that could have blew me up and stuff. I knew that was fixing to happen. Well, that's not gonna work well. Can't wait to get hit with some. Yep. Not what I intended, but... Good. At least I hit whoever was behind me, so that made sure I could win that. I'll take it. Alright. Off to the next. Okay. I think the browser source crashed, actually. I think it did. Huh. Okay, well, we're done. We'll just do it this way then. Could be I'm trying to tell this to do way too much, but... Fixing stuff on the fly. Oh, I don't want that full screen, actually. Okay, so we have done Wee Daisy Circuit. We're gonna take you off of there. Did Rumble Volcano. Good news is me doing it this way. Now I can set it up this way. Alright, so let's spin the wheel and see what we get. Oh, well, that's a problem. We're gonna set it this way for right now, and then I will come back to this before we do the next one. We're looking at Music Park, which is right there, which I actually kind of like. You know what, I could do it that way. Okay. I am still trying to figure out where I'm wanting to place everything. Too early? Yep. God, the difficulty spike between normal and hard computer is ridiculous. Nailed it. Ah. I missed the line. Serious. Okay. Really? Oh, you've got to be kidding me, game. Alright. Got Music Park done now. Says 3. Alright. And we're gonna... Yep, can do it that way. Don't mind me as I'm just resizing stuff on the fly. Can't believe I actually almost got that in place. Alright, and for our next one... Cheeseland. Let's go say cheese. So far this has actually given a pretty decent roll. And I'm actually kind of enjoying this and would love to see a randomizer set up for like just speedrunning kind of concept. I've actually thought about trying to figure out an archipelago for like a Mario Kart game or something. I've made one before, but I wasn't happy with it. Yep, and now the AI is going to just completely curb stomp me for a little while, because that's going to be how this goes. Oh my god. This is so obnoxious when they do that. Because what happens is that happens so early that now they're going to curb stomp me again right before the end. And I know that's going to happen. Here it comes. Oh, they didn't do it. I'll be. Okay. Off to the next spin. And we are looking at Royal Raceway. Royal Raceway. N64 action. Took it long enough. I think I've actually done something out of each of them now. Well, no, I ain't done 3DS stuff yet. Oh, the lightning is so obnoxious. Oh, that was not 3. Whoops. That one was 3. I love that I screwed that up. And so far I'm undefeated. Let's see about Sky Garden. Ain't that in the original? Nope, it must be in the DLC. I never can remember which ones are which. So, I mean, this kind of doesn't surprise me. Perfect timing on that. Whoops. I passed the line. I'm fine with that. Oh my god. Oh boy. Can we quit with that? Okay. Back to the wheel. Oh boy. Oh boy. Of all the ones for it to give. Hello. Ew. Fair. Oh god. They decided to roll Baby Park now. I'm still trying to get my bearings back with this game at the moment, so this is actually very interesting. I realized that I was, I had 47 horses by doing all the throwback ones, and you can set 48 courses in a set. So I just threw Mario Kart Stadium in there, and I'm like, you know what? Mario Kart 8 gets its own spot in the spotlight there. Oh god. That star just about got me. I just realized I had Discord muted. Whoops.
Oh. No one could hear me?
I looked down and I'm like, oh right, no one was in here when I started. Yeah, that sucks though.
Yeah. But half the fight was because I partially took it apart, and apparently I got the sensor for it getting level out of alignment, so now it wasn't like leveling properly, and so it was an entire fight to get that fixed, but the knocking was still there, so it's like, well, I fixed the problem I created, but not the initial problem. Yeah.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I did attempt to try to enjoy the state of play that got announced out of nowhere today.
And how did that go?
It's a very backhanded comment to say that that was probably the best state of play I have seen in months, and it had the least amount of PlayStation published and connected games in it.
Huh.
Because I think there was only like 3 things that were PlayStation Studios specific. It was an Astrobot update of just them going, hey, 5 more challenge levels. It was Ghost of Yotei that they're like, hey, it's here. See you later this week for a full gameplay walkthrough. And then the surprise, which was PlayStation Studios has teamed up with Arc System to create a Marvel fighting game. A 4v4 Marvel tag game.
Huh.
Basically, for all intents and purposes, it's Marvel vs. Capcom 4, except it's dropped the versus Capcom part. It is that's how good it looked.
And because Sony's involved, it's going to be a live service game.
God, who knows?
Sorry, couldn't resist that one. I kind of hope not, in light of how you just described it, but God, that's a possibility.
What's even better is that
as much of a joke as that is, that's actually a possibility.
What's even better about it is that Arc System Works have went, okay, what if it's like a Japanese take on all of these Marvel characters? So like Iron Man basically looks like a Gundam. Cap has like a jacket on top of his usual attire. Like Miss Marvel has like a different kind of styled costume. Doom looks amazing. Star-Lord, everyone looks amazing and different than like a normal version of them.
I swear I can't remember where any of these maps are. I should have put the cups. Ninth race. And I get Donut Plains 3. Why
Yeah,
did they
honestly,
get double reds in first? Game? What was that? And why do I get the feeling that's the only time that you're going to be nice to me? The only time the Bloiper's actually effective is when you know there's a banana peel in front of you, but you can't exactly see it, so you go off course. Ooh. That Monty Mole about... Oh, come on. About screwed me up, and then I screwed myself up.
But yeah, there was no Wolverine. There was no really anything. No marathon, no fair games, nothing really Sony specific. Which is like Well, that's saying a lot. It also says a lot that this like was the best showcase when they had nothing.
Right? I almost caught up to people in last. Okay then. I swear that always happens in that one. Alright, apparently I've hit the SNES block. So what's funny is I sorted these out by which game they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Which also was a stupid idea, and I am understanding this more now. So it's really actually kind of interesting that everything has been playing pretty decent so far. Like, I think this might be the first time that I've had two from the same console back to back. I think. I'm not 100% paying attention either, but I mean, I am playing game in random order. Which doing it this way has made me think about going back to the archipelago that I had and maybe trying to rework it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I know where my problem was. I think instead of unlocking it at cups, maybe I should unlock horses. Only problem is, I think when I did that the last time, is it has to be with another game for it to generate properly. Unless you start with so many courses kind of deal. Because otherwise it turns into just keep following the chain, you'll eventually get a win condition, and I about dunked myself in the lava. And I don't know about you, since you're not getting the Switch 2, but I have been trying to avoid Mario Kart World news stuff.
I was about to say, the only karting news I have seen all day is Sonic news.
Well,
for their kart racer.
I've seen people... I've actually seen both sides of it. Articles saying about the open world isn't what you would have expected it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also seen people being like, it's the best open world, and I'm like, why do I get the feeling that we're gonna have a Breath of the Wild situation? So, especially it being the first one.
Yeah.
Where it should feel like Forza. Don't get me wrong. But it's not going to. I don't know. Something about it just tells me that's what we're gonna get.
I think the only coverage I watched was SkillUp's preview, and he certainly did spend a long time being like, oh, it's just more Mario Kart. And I'm like, you seem incredibly disinterested in talking about this game, to be honest. I can just hear it in his voice of just like, I have to make a video about this for algorithmic purposes, but I honestly don't really have anything to say about this game.
Which might actually be the case.
Yeah. Which, like, fine, SkillUp doesn't seem like the person that is like that heavily interested or invested in Nintendo products, so him being like, well, this is certainly a Mario Kart, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's You're
I mean-
saying that a lot in this.
I mean, truthfully, have we had a Mario Kart that has really pushed the boundaries?
Not
And I
really.
mean in every aspect. Because, I mean, you could argue and say, yeah, 8's pushing the boundaries for graphics. Or you could say that double dashes, double items kind of push the boundary for potential for more items. But it's one of those, at the end of the day, it's still Mario Kart. I don't expect Nintendo to push it beyond the point.
Mm-hmm.
The next logical step is a Forza-esque Mario Kart. If it's at least somewhat taking cues, I'm fine with it. It's still gonna have to be Mario Kart at its core. Mario Kart didn't get where it is by not being what it is. Also, I hate blue shells so much.
I think like the most this Mario Kart I think has like pushed things. It's like, we have added basically platforming elements with like the grind rails and the wall jumps.
I'm not too sure I'm a fan of that. Like when I saw it played, I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. Simply because I don't think of a kart racer and it doing that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it might become second nature and it might be the thing that I'm like, okay, this is what is making it still be a Mario Kart and not be a Forza clone.
Mm-hmm. Although apparently the button stuff for that is a bit weird. Apparently it's like a full press or like a hold of a button, and it's like a time, you have to kind of like time it to let go. But the same button you use to do that is the drift button, so you can't be turning to try to jump. Which sounds like, that's just a button issue. That just needs to not be that button.
I have sucked at the launches all night. I just can't get the timing down pat right now. Not stopping me from winning, but geez. See, me hearing that it, dang it. Me hearing that it can be finicky kind of deal leans me to being like, okay, I'm probably not going to wind up using it as much. Oh my god, a blue shell already. I am not that far ahead of them.
It's beside the point.
Luigi, speed up so they'll quit getting blue shells.
No.
You can't win Mario Kart by doing nothing. That's not how that works, Luigi.
Says you.
You know, I really hate when the game decides that it wants to give you a bomb. I blow myself up with them so often because I forget it's a bomb that I have behind me. Okay, now see, if I got blue shelled right now, I would still be aggravated, but not as much. Oh, no, 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 no. I love that I said blue shell and I see red shell pop up then. Like, haha, very funny. I'm kind of curious. Because, I mean, we're still going to have somewhat normal Mario Kart stuff. Oh, hi, Bleashaw. Yeah. I'm kind of curious how the speedrun scene is going to end up being. Which, I mean, I know just based off of past games, first week it's going to be in a grayed out zone where no one can do runs or anything. But it's one of those I'm kind of curious how that's going to play.
But you still get, like, normal Mario Kart. You don't have to do knockout mode, so... For those people that don't want to deal with knockout mode and, like...
Yeah, but I kind of wonder if knockout mode might be the... like, a version of the speedruns for it. Also, depending on how progression is, it's very likely that we could possibly see something like 100% for a Mario Kart game. Because it depends on how progression actually works with it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, that is the second time tonight that I've done that. A fun fact, right trigger is not accelerate like it is in Rocket League. Just for anyone wondering, I mean, they do play differently. Who would have thought? Completely different game. At least my drift muscle memory for this course is good. I got Yoshi Circuit. I've done this so many times that it is pathetic. And there's the blue shell to screw me over. I was wondering.
Oh, and I guess Sony has just been like, we'll promote the new Digimon game, because this is the second time that Time Stranger has been in a state of play. And this time they got to announce the release date, and I'm like, did you make a deal for this? I'm not saying no, but...
And it's possible they did.
Like, good. The story games are fantastic outside of some of the dumb, like, leveling stuff.
Ah, dang it. And I already had to commit to that. I love it when I see two mushrooms on the track and I find a way to run right in between them. I don't even hit them. Also, I forgot to switch. Whoops.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you that, but I'm like, well, you're in the middle of the race. That's not gonna help.
Nope. Calamari Desert? Yep. I decided to go ahead and do the full 48 because I got to looking at 48 speed runs, and for me it's around 2 hours, so I'm like, that'll work. Do that, end on the 5 rainbow roads. I swear at this point we need like a DLC for World that is literally you going to Rainbow Land and it is all the Rainbow World. Yeah, all the Rainbow Road tracks hooked together.
They seem to be suggesting something akin to that from like the last trailer. Of being like, oh, once you complete all the courses, look at this thing that opens up and in a beam in the sky. And I'm like, is this to Rainbow Road the tracks thing something?
Like I would love if the Rainbow Road part of it is the throwback to the other Mario Karts kind of deal, where you literally get either full track or you get partial tracks from each of them. Because I would even be cool with all of them being mashed together. Yep. I totally didn't just screw that up. Like, I get why the lightning has to be there, but that every time. Oh, you. Did that actually just manage to smack all of them? How? Nope. It's my first second all night. Wow. I mean, oh well. Hey, some Wii action. Oh, nope, it is in the DLC, I know that. No, DK Summit's not. DK Mountain. Ain't it? Are they both in it? Yeah, they are. Okay. I didn't think they were.
Oh. There was one comment Skillup made in the video, his video that made me go, ah, so you have not kept up with what's been happening with Deluxe, because he was like, oh, it's got as many tracks as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has, and I'm like,
It's got 96.
are you sure about that? Are you sure? Because they basically doubled the amount of tracks with the booster pass. I'm pretty sure they do not have 96 tracks in this.
Unless he was meaning base. Which at that point, a base Mario Kart game, I feel like almost has to have 48 tracks now. Because we've had 8 for so long. Also, I love the fact that Nintendo has danced around the fact that they're not calling World 9. Which leads me to think that, yeah, the booster course was supposed to be 9. we just weren't going to get it because they didn't have a way to make a new engine that could still run on the Switch. Because I read something that World had actually been in development for like 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that, yeah, that's the whole reason we got the booster course, was because they couldn't get World to work. Also, question mark blocks hate me tonight. This is like the 10th bomb that I've had. Oh, that is, yep. Nope, I know what happens when I still have the bomb and I fall in a pit. Alright.
Oh, I forgot, because I was looking for the comment about the tracks. It's like, oh yeah, you now get to race on top of the water, like Wave Racer 64, and I'm like, I hope that's better than the GameCube one, because the GameCube one sucked.
I think from my understanding, the N64 one was better.
I would hope so.
Rosalina's Ice World.
I wonder how many people I follow will be doing midnight run-throughs of Switch 2 stuff. Because I know one person who's doing a 1 o'clock in the morning stream and then doing a stream on Thursday as well. And they're gonna do comparisons. But I don't know who else I follow is gonna be like, alright, I'm doing the midnight Switch 2 thingy.
I know I want to do some comparisons. I don't want to, like, only do that kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone and their brother's going to be doing it, and they're probably mostly going to focus on the 12 that we know are getting upgrades.
I think more got upgrades for some.
I know I saw a few more that did.
Yeah, Xenoblade 3 is getting an update. And I'm like, hooray! You didn't need to do that, but sure. I think I'm the only one of the two of us who could actually do that. Do a comparison on that.
Yep. Okay, I get it. I'm in the lead. Quit doing that.
Granted, 3 looks great as is. There's not much more you can do to it. I don't know if it runs at 60, but if it's like, hey, it runs at 60, I'm like, alright, cool. That's probably about all you needed to do.
About the only real comparison that I want to try to do, I take that back. The only 2 comparisons that I really want to try to do is I want to try to see if Odyssey's loading times might be a little better on the Switch too.
Mm-hmm.
And oddly enough, Scarlet. Just performance in general. To see how it changes.
I've seen a little bit of footage from... Was it Serapi's footage? I know I saw some footage that got published officially. And it did look better. Like, outright. Like, just...
I'm not concerned about what it looks like. I'm more concerned about how it runs. Because-
That's what I was meaning. It's just like it looks like it's running better.
Because it runs like dog crap on the Switch. And I don't understand that because Sword and Shield run pretty good. So what did they do? Is what I'm kind of wondering.
I think the problem is it's an unoptimized open world basically. Because I'm trying.
Like it has to be on that because Sword and Shield's an open world too.
Only some of it's an open world is the thing. Like I'm pretty sure the wild area in Sword and Shield is way smaller than basically the entire map that is Scarlet and Violet.
But the entire map in Scarlet and Violet is not loaded at the same time. Otherwise, you would have seamless travel when you're traveling to places. Meaning it has a deload point just like Sword and Shield should have.
Right, but I think it's unoptimized to a certain degree, and it's trying to do too many things within what's loaded. Like there's too many Pokemon, too many trainers, too many things it's keeping track of like NPCs and their movements. I don't really
feel like it.
If it's not that, then it's just a general, it cannot run on this hardware.
Which makes me wonder if that is the case, why did they do it?
Yeah. Why did you not wait and do something smaller? Hell,
also,
why didn't you just
multitasking? I could not think right there. I was like, where's Sherbert land? Yeah, that's always kind of puzzled me with that. And now knowing the gap that we have between Scarlet and Violet and Switch 2, I don't think they thought it was going to be on the new hardware. Because we've got too much of a gap. If they were thinking it was going to be on the new hardware, then it wouldn't have came out when it did.
They thought it could run on the hardware, and then they got so far in and then went, oh no, it cannot run on the hardware, but we're in too deep. It has to go. Which feels like Pokemon's general issue with everything is just like, well, we've got to get a game out the door, regardless of if it's in the best shape or not. Because everything else in this franchise predicates itself on the games getting out the door. Because the card games, the toys, the anime, everything pivots on those games getting out the door when they're supposed to.
What I don't get, though, is if they knew that they couldn't optimize it, they already had models, why did they proceed to go with that engine and not decide to swap back to like the engine Sword and Shield was on? Is where I don't understand, because you've already got all the assets.
Maybe it would have took too much time.
I don't know, because usually stuff like that, if they're trying to optimize it to the fullest, you would spend more time trying to cut down lines of code than you would anything else. Which to me would feel like it would be easier to move everything using that same time rather than pushing something that was half-baked out. That almost to me felt like, we know this runs like crap, but we also know that Pokemon people are gonna buy it anyhow, so YOLO. Which, congrats, it worked, but I mean...
Mm.
Oh, I kind of didn't want this one right now because I'm still not fully in control of everything, but okay, fine, we'll do it. Neo Bowser City and its hairpin turn.
Mm. Oh, did you see the thing I threw in the TGS chat?
Yes, and you want to know what's immense? That's not even the bad curve, and I already whiffed it. Oddly enough, I had seen that like a day or two before on Reddit.
Mm.
And I'm like, that makes sense. Because if you go between 100cc and 150cc, the curves aren't that big of a difference more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
You go between 150 and 200, it's like, oh dear God, I have to hit the brakes to get this curve.
Yeah. I forget, like, from who I saw that from on Twitter, but I was like, that makes sense. Because 200 feels way faster than it should.
Get back here, baby Mario.
Also, I love the comments from
Oh, that wasn't Baby Mario. That was Lakiti.
I was watching the state of play through, and they're like, well, it's going to be hard for anything to top this week. And I'm like, yeah, this was like a lot of good things. Even if I may not be like super hard interested in some of it, it's like, yeah, this was like a really good showcase.
I wasn't expecting that to be a mushroom. I am not even going to lie. I thought that was a red shell. Mm-hmm. I just slammed myself into a wall because of that.
Yep. Because I'll be honest, like considering who's up, I expect nothing from that Microsoft showcase Sunday, and I'm fully expecting them to fall flat on their face. I swear, if they decide to tease the Halo 1 remake with a fucking teaser trailer and show no gameplay of it, I'm gonna fucking scream.
No, they'll face the sequel to Halo Infinite in book form.
Fuck, I forgot about that. I forgot that that's the thing they're actually doing.
Yeah.
Because I started watching a video and the guy was explaining it, and I'm like, I hate all of this. This is why part of why 5 sucks. Great.
Because now if they do an actual game that's a sequel to it, then you have to read the book.
As someone who has read Halo books, you should not have to read the Halo books, to be perfectly honest. I have read one too many Halo books, probably, and I say you should not have to read the Halo books. They should be a secondary canon that can be ignored if necessary.
Or, you know, I'm perfectly fine if you have like a book that is canon. Let it be canon, but in a way where it's, if you read it, you'll understand certain references more, but if not, you're not going to feel lost.
Yeah.
You should be able to have multiple forms of media all be canon, but it shouldn't have to feel like homework just to understand the game.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
kind of where
unfortunately
the
feeling that.
problem with early Destiny was if you didn't read everything pertaining to it, then you were kind of lost.
And what's bad about that is all that's still in game, but it still feels like homework.
Yeah. Whereas this is not.
I'm unfortunately feeling that way with the new Gundam show.
That's one of those, and I don't even just mean that in a video game only stance. I mean in that in any form of media. It's fine mixing media types, but don't make it homework to the people enjoying it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, G-Quack decided, yeah, we're going to be a UC, i.e. the main Gundam timeline, the original show and all of its sequels and spin-offs and stuff. We're an alternate universe to that timeline. So characters are going to keep popping up, and I hope you know who these fucking people are, because we're not going to really bother to explain them outside of Char. And I'm like, okay.
Is it meant to be like a anniversary type show?
No.
Okay, then yeah, that's a problem. If it's meant to be like an anniversary style show, then I guess I could maybe give it a soft pass. It definitely wouldn't be a hard pass kind of deal for it.
To be honest, they buried the lead on this being a alternate universe to the main timeline for months, until like the movie cut of like the first like 4 to 6 episodes, I think. I don't know how many episodes they cut together for the movie, but they buried the lead on that until that movie came out and people went, oh fuck, this is a alternate universe to the main timeline, and people went, oh shit. And now I'm sitting here being like, oh god, now the timeline stuff is important instead of just being background stuff to the main 3 characters of the show, because now we're introducing the idea that someone has crossed over from another timeline, but maybe not the main UC timeline as we know it, but another variation of it.
Well, that's
and I'm like,
wasn't actually expecting to get that one until like real late in it.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm just like, I'm not liking this show anymore. I liked it better when it was our 3 leads trying to, or 2 of our 3 leads trying to figure out what they wanted to do and how to grow up and stuff, instead of Xeon political bullshit and this character wanting to kill these 2 characters does not have to do war and all this other bullshit that I'm like, I am falling asleep every time one of you gives a fucking monologue. I don't care.
Thanks, game.
Stop.
That was appreciated. Don't give me a chance to, you know, get anything to block. I was so waiting on that banana peel to be in my face.
Yeah, like...
But yeah, I hate stuff like that. Where it goes from being really good to being like, oh yeah, by the way, have you watched everything? Now it's important.
Have you watched this 30-year-old show? No? I got bad news. That 30-year-old show is now important. Because the show is now centered around alternate events of that 30-year-old show.
Because if it was meant to be an anniversary or a retelling of the original show, I could understand some of it.
Mm-hmm.
It still would be stupid, because you shouldn't have to do homework.
Yeah, this show is none of those things. The show is literally, Xeon won the war instead of losing it like they did in the original show, and now the space people are separate from Earth people, I guess. I don't know. They've never really bothered to tell me what really has changed because Xeon won the war. outside of Xeon continues to be dickheads, like I assume they are in the original series. Again, I've not watched the original show and have absolutely no desire to. But like the show's centered around this one kid who ends up just in the middle of this nonsense. Just because, oops, she found it.
No. Lakitu decided to honk the horn at me. And I'm just like, no.
He literally just slowed down to wait on you.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But yeah, the show's centered around this kid who's just like, oh, I found this gun. Oh, I'm going to take this Gundam to go fight other Gundam stuff. Because, I don't know, I'm bored. And I think this is cooler than, like, anything else I've got going on in life. And oops, she's a new type, which are, as basically people have confirmed to me, with more knowledge than me, are vibe check Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
That's all new types are. They're vibe check Jedis. They don't have fancy powers. They don't do anything cooler. They're just like, yep, we vibe check. And I'm like, the show's becoming less and less cool the more it deals with all this stuff, especially this new type stuff, because I'm like, you're not cool. You just can tell when people, you're basically are able to read minds without actually being able to read a mind, I think. And I'm like,
I did not mean to throw that out.
You've made psychic powers boring.
Oh my god, Lakitu. Would you please just go jump off a cliff?
But anyway.
Okay, camera. Whoa. I have never seen the camera do that.
But yeah, I'm not expecting much from Microsoft.
Yeah, no.
Summer Game Fest will certainly be 2-ish hours of a thing of too much stuff, and I will forget half of it by the time it's over with.
Yep. Anything else want to hit me while we're at it?
We're supposed to have
this is exactly why I don't play with items. When I do speedruns especially.
We're supposed to have a direct, but I'm like, outside of them like really going hard on Switch 2 lineup stuff, I don't know what Nintendo would show me that would top Sony's not showcasing their stuff.
The only useful thing that I can think of would be, especially now that we've got, oh my god, can I please have anything in my possession for more than 5 seconds?
No.
But would be Prime 4 release date.
Yeah, because that doesn't have a release date, does it?
Because that and ZA were the only two things that didn't have release dates.
Yeah, and they just dropped ZA's release date just out of nowhere, like, hey, here's the release date, and I'm like, okay.
So it's one of those, now that we know that, it would be nice if we had the release date for Prime 4.
Yeah, because anything else they can show is like, well, we can show you more Donkey Kong, but I'm like, they've shown a lot of Donkey Kong.
They're not going to push Donkey Kong stupid hard.
Yeah.
I think they've pushed it as far as they're going with it.
The only thing they could do is be like, hey, by the way, Pauline's actually in the game, according to that one leak that I don't know if it ever got deconfirmed or not, but
the only other thing could possibly be us maybe getting to see Diddy, since we know he's got a minor redesign.
Yeah, they've been spreading that render around. So like,
It's one of those,
obviously
at
he's
least knowing that, it would be nice to see that he's in the game kind of deal.
yeah. There's the new Kirby Air Ride gameplay. Prime for, I would say ZA, but like there's a Pokemon Presents them like next month, so like,
I mean, they
there's
still
not much to
could.
really.
They usually will double up on it.
Right, but I'm also like, well, what more
And-
can you tell me about ZA at this point?
And we got a drop for announcement for the release date, so a proper direct to give the release date would be something.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, mind you. Why it almost feels to me like if we're actually gonna get a direct, it's gonna be an indie showcase.
Yeah. It'll be an indie showcase or a partner showcase. I was trying to remember what their third party one's called.
I mean, unfortunately, they're about the same kind of deal.
Yeah. I feel like those would happen before we get a Switch 2 Direct. Honestly, I don't think a Switch 2 Direct's gonna happen until after the Presents and after Donkey Kong comes out.
Like, the only thing I could think is if we had a... Because obviously the Switch 1, at least for the first year, is not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start getting a lot of phased out, and first-party stuff is not going to be on the Switch. I mean, Prime 4 is going to be that exception for this first year.
Yeah.
So I might could see it being like a final Switch 1 Direct. Maybe announcing some of the stuff that third parties got, and the indies too, that is coming to Switch only.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't foresee them doing that. I would have to think Nintendo would have more benefits on bringing Switch stuff to Switch 2. Which I guess that could be the other thing. We could get more games that are getting the Switch 2 upgrade treatment. But what else that we haven't already gotten?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think about the only major one that I can think of is we've not heard anything for Splatoon.
That feels like a next year announcement.
Yeah, but I mean, a Switch 2 upgrade might be, depending on how they did it. But there again, is it a 3 only, or do we see for 2 and 3?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be real aggravated if that one second place is the only one that I get. There it is. Because see, if we had more than just Mario Kart World, I'd be like, okay, well, we could have a DLC focused one. But I don't think they're gonna do that kind of deal. Alright, Lakitu, I'm fixing to throw you off this ship if you don't quit trying to target me. Let's say there's no way that shell followed me down here. How many red shells do you have?
All of them.
That was literally 3 red shells that he threw.
Oh, I could say that surprisingly enough, IOI's James Bond game actually looks pretty good, and because it's not quite Hitman, it weirdly is more Uncharted, and also it's like their own take on origin story James Bond, which feels weird to say because that was Daniel Craig for at least his first movie. Technically. Also, somebody at IOI wanted Tom Cruise to be James Bond because if I show you a picture of this, it looks like Tom Cruise. Like maybe a little bit younger, but like somebody wanted Tom Cruise to be James Bond on this team.
Oh my.
But like it looks good, and I feel like the only reason it took forever is because the James Bond license has been in like some nightmarish hell dispute of ownership. And now that it's solved, this game now gets to go out the door. It wouldn't surprise me if this game's actually been done for months. It's like, oh, we can put this game out now. Hooray! We've been sitting on it for a while.
The wheel is getting smaller.
Oh,
I am on the midway track.
I forgot to tell you, I found out that there were people in the main Archipelago Discord talking about doing an Ace Attorney randomizer.
Using the trilogy or
or
using the original games, because
I think
did the trilogy come out on PC also?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it was trilogy.
I was gonna say there is a hard stipulation that they are holding on to there. If it's a newer game, they are not doing an Archipelago for it.
Right. Here's the thing.
Since it's on PC, there's a potential for it.
The conversation happened a year before I put my manual out, and there has not been anything since then. Like, all conversations started and basically stopped a year before I put out my manual, and there has been nothing since I put out my manual. For Ace Attorney 1, at least.
That doesn't surprise me.
But it seemed like the basic conversation went, this seems to be a bit too linear. No one's really interested in, like, doing the work for this, so no.
Which, I mean, you've already done a lot of the work now by having the checks and items list. It's just if someone can figure out how to make the client connect to the game proper.
Yeah.
Which is challenging. And beyond what I have concept with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still need to map out the back end of 2.4 and then put it all in the builder and hope it works the first time, because I need something to cooperate with me these days, because I really don't want to, like, have to fight it. I'm not in the mood to fight something. Yeah, I was just surprised that someone bothered to have the conversation about Ace Attorney in the main Discord. I just looked randomly, and was like, "Oh, has anyone talked about this?" Oh, yeah. No one's talked about Burnout Revenge at all. Which Revenge feels like it's the weird, like, all the people who played it when it came out love it, because otherwise people go either to 3 or to Paradise, and Revenge kind of gets lost in the middle. Which is sad, because Revenge
Mario
is really
Circuit.
good.
I forget we've got like 4 Mario circuits in this game. But yeah, I wish I knew how to get it to hook to games a little better, because I would help you with that.
Yeah. It would help you be able to do, like...
From my understanding, doing a manual, you are putting in a lot of the legwork to doing a full-on archipelago for it. The problem is getting the hook, kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it would help bypass the issue of there not being enough save files to do a full trilogy run. Which, to be honest, since you're... I love how someone was like, "Oh, you're just mashing through text." I'm like, no, you're not mashing through text. You're just setting it to auto-skip dialogue, and then you're holding the B button until you're prompted to interact with something. So you don't even have to mash a button to get through text. You just hold B, and it's faster than mashing. Because otherwise, you just have to know when to present what, where, and if you have said thing, which 2 has the fun part of, as I forgot, you have profiles now. Well, you had profiles in the first game, but you never had to present them. They just existed in the court record, and you never really interacted with them.
Right. I didn't even think about that either. Because those would have to be part of what your requirements for checks would be too.
Yeah, for 2, you actually have to present those now. But here's the problem. The game never tells you when a profile has been added to the court record.
Really?
Yeah. The only way you will know if a profile has been added to the court record is if it's the first time you have interacted or been introduced to a character, because that is when it goes into the court record. So, like, the first time you interact with Pearl will be the first time she gets put into the court record. Not the first time you see her, mind you, because you'll see her earlier in 2-2. But it's not until you properly interact with her that you get her court record. And then you get the court record for Amime, whose urn she broke. But again, the game will never tell you that. You have to go look. Which I've just went, well, they're in the evidence list. I'm not gonna put a thing in there to say you got the item, because the game never tells you get the item. Unlike with court record items, so Otherwise, I'd have to go line by line, checking the court record every time to see when exactly the profile goes in, and insert the check there, and hope someone's paying attention to the fact that that should be the check they hit in line of the checks they're doing. Because if the game doesn't prompt you, you may not even know that you technically have that now. Which sucks. Because there's that. There's the Cyclocks. I don't want to call them Psyche locks because there is an E at the end of the psych on them, but I'm like, they're supposed to be Cyclocks. I'm not calling them Psyche locks. There's those segments where you need specific evidence, and I think I have a couple checks in there that require 3 items at the same time, because those segments require multiple pieces of items at once, because they are basically a cross-exam. They're just a cross-exam and an investigation segment rather than the trial segment. So it's like, yeah, you need 3 items now, which is like more than you ever needed in one. You only ever needed like 1 item at a time to get past the lock. Now it's like you need 3 items. And I'm like, all of these cases are I think they'll average out to be about like the size of like 2, 3, or 2 and 3 from 1. But like the density of needed checks, I think, will make it maybe the more interesting of the two to route on the fly.
Oh. Fine. Oh, really?
At least I think. I don't know how it will turn out. I also don't know how well a 1+2 rando is going to go, because I kind of want to be a cheeky bastard and go, well, in 1, you start with the attorney's badge, which means you don't have to worry about any of the checks that would be locked out for not having the badge. And in 2, you start with the Magatama, which means you don't have to worry about being locked out of doing any Cyclock segments on that item alone. It's just the required items for it. But if I do 1+2, you're going to 50-50 into having one of those 2 items and needing to find the other. Which really affects one game more than the other. Since 2's like, oh yeah, by the way, you need the attorney's badge for a couple checks, and I'm like, I guess I'm going back and re-logicking out Ace Attorney 1 if I combine these 2 together. Which will be fun.
If you combine them together, you could do it a different way. You could do the attorney's badge for 1 separate kind of deal if you needed to. As like its own item, and you could just have it start with both items. That way essentially both games are open at launch, and then it's the rest of the stuff you're needing.
Well, a thing I'm introducing with the 2-1 is, while you'll have evidence in profiles that are specific to cases, you'll have a list of items and profiles that I'm calling universal evidence, which is basically shorthand for this shit shows up multiple times in the court record. Therefore, it is not bound to one specific case. So the badge would actually go in there since it shows up in the court record multiple times.
But you could do it like badge for 1 and badge for 2.
Yeah.
That way then 2s can still be a locking item, whereas 1s is just you can play the game.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I suggest that is because if you don't, what I have a feeling will either happen is you'll either have playing most of 2 before you get 1 unlocked, or you'll have the rando decide to almost every seed be like, okay, you need this to do anything in 1, so you get it stupid early.
Yeah.
Which at that point you might as well just give it to them out the gate.
I'm trying to think of when you would even use the badge in 1, and I can only think of the beginning of 4. Like at the beginning of 4, maybe 5? I think the beginning of 4 and 5 for Ace Attorney 1 are the only times you ever present the badge. And it's literally at the start of both of those cases. and then it's never again.
If it's never in any of them besides that, then it would probably logic out decent.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you don't have it as a requirement for anything else in one.
Well, that's the one requirements is just those two cases in
Just
one. In
those two?
two, it's just
Okay.
those two in one.
Then yeah.
And then in two, it's
Also, I
two?
forgot.
Two?
So then no, it should logic good. You shouldn't
Yeah.
have to rethink anything with that then. Also, piss off Lucky too. That was kind of intentional. I'm gonna get hit with lightning. I feel it.
Okay, so in Ace Attorney 2, the attorney's badge is required deep into case 2. Like, almost the end of the last investigation segment. And then it's required for the first check of case 3. Which I'm like, I see. Here's the case file to access 2, 3. Did you get the badge yet? No? You still can't start the case yet. Which fucking sucks. I'm like, there's no way around that unless I just eliminate the badge.
Stuff like that you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
And in multi-game, it would probably be fine.
Yeah.
Yoshi.
Yeah.
I still like the actual N64 version of this one better. Because then you can't see what position you're in until you finish. This one, you still can.
I was trying to remember the differences, and I was like, I don't remember what the difference is.
Cool. I probably actually should have fell off of that initial bridge there.
Yes, you should have. Your back wheel went off.
I think the whole bike did. I think the game was just being nice right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get booed.
Well, they can't throw the bomb at you, so it's fine.
Dear God, no, they can't. I just looked down and saw how much of a gap I've got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I almost did it the second time. I caught it before I did it. And we're gonna just chuck that. Yep, there's the lightning. That's why I chucked it. Can't wait to get blue shelled and lightning.
I don't know who's looking at and downloading my stuff on
There it
Thingiverse,
is.
but I pulled decent numbers for my stuff on Thingiverse for some reason. Like 16 people have downloaded the double cami. Like 16 downloads for that, 4 for the drive cami, 5 for my Shine system stand. As is, that I didn't really change anything on it, so it's still kind of like a little bit too cramped. 5 downloads from my Garoon and Lancer helmets, 2 for my Gokai Galleon Buster display, and then like 5 for my Navi Nest, which is literally a box on a stick. It is an open box on a stick that you can stick the Navi in, so you can have the little mechanical bird for the Gokaigers like up higher with like in eye line with everyone else instead of just sitting on the ground. And like I said, it is literally a pole on open box on a pole plugged into a stand. There is nothing to this. Anyone with a CAD program of any kind can recreate it in like 20 minutes if they know what they're doing.
So I'm not gonna lie, for some reason I thought Waluigi Stadium was one of the base tracks. Not one of the last waves of the DLC.
Mm-hmm. If I can get my printer working again, and get my Deadliner Chemi cooperating, I was gonna post that. Because I want to make sure the thing works before I post it. Because I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, this supposedly works in SolidWorks. And I'm like, that's essentially saying it works on paper. Just because it works on paper does not make it work in real life.
Yeah, it does. I mean, papers are alive. Oh god, that should have blew me up, actually.
Well, clearly my joints for my Deno Gaming doesn't work, even though, my program says it should totally work.
I mean, what's it? No, it's just a computer.
So, Monolith gets to take credit for probably another bajillion-dollar game Nintendo's going to sell. Because guess what they helped co-develop?
What?
Mario Kart World. They apparently did the character designs and the environments for it, according to their website.
Huh.
Which I'm like, oh look, another open world game Nintendo has made that Monolith helped out on. I wonder why they cooperated with or worked with Monolith and acquired them to start with. It's because they know what they're doing.
That was not the last lap. I've done that more times tonight. Way to go, me. I did a trick, so the red shell hit me beyond the boost panel. The heck hit me? I don't on that last one. I hit a jump and the red shell went under me. That's not how red shells work.
It forgot to jump. It dropped its jump input.
Mushroom Gorge.
Are people saying that that new Pokemon Snap was bad? It was fantastic. It was everything a new Snap needed to be.
But it was bad.
Granted, I feel like people forgot about it as soon as it came out, which
Is also bad.
yeah, but like, what is the new Pokemon Snap going to be besides? All right, you ran through your like so many courses they put in the game, and you took pictures of all the Pokemon, and you got credits, and you're done. And you could probably do that in like an afternoon. I don't know what more to say.
But it didn't have anything for completion, people.
I forget what even was completion in that game. Oh right, no, I'm remembering now because they had like a lot of weird specific things you had to do for specific Pokemon. On top of just get a picture of them. Which I didn't bother doing because I was like, no, I got a picture of the Pokemon. I'm not going to go through the trouble of finding out how to do all like 3 to 4 variants of pictures that you need for the Pokedex. Piss off.
Oh my god, I did it again. I was like, this is the last lap. Nope.
No.
Yep, and yep. How did that land? Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure game. Don't know how that worked, but if you say so, we'll go with it. Perfectly.
Very carefully.
My poultry way. Last 18. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Yep. Nope. I saw that blue shell. We were not playing that game. This is not how we're doing that. Oreo's gold mine.
I didn't realize Civ 6 had an official archipelago. Wonder
I
how.
feel like I've knew about that.
I was just looking through the list on the Discord and I just see that and I'm like, huh. I don't know how willing I'd be to run that because Civ games take an eternity. Normally.
Yeah.
Even if it's the one I like where you can do some optimization stuff to like get your turn going.
What you get for hitting me with that baby Mario?
Someone's got Luigi's Mansion up and running. Maybe.
I feel like I had figured out 2 of the 3 that I was gonna do, and I forgot what I was gonna pick.
I know my 3, I just need to finish Ace Attorney 2s and just throw it in there and make sure it runs. Because it'd be the 2 of them plus, I don't know, Burnout probably.
I was gonna say probably Burnout.
It's gonna be either that or just a quick run through Star Rail. It depends on exactly, I guess, when Star Rail updates for its new patch.
And if you want to put BK Revenge in there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Because I swear that game BKs you more than anything.
Yeah.
Which is fine, that's just the nature of some games, but... Yep, because I totally didn't hit down on the joystick there, game. Totally didn't.
Yeah, because I don't know. Because I know the next patch is supposed to be the Fate Collab patch. And depending on, like, when we do ours in relation to that, I might have the Fate characters. Like, I'd have Archer, but I depend on how my pulls go, I might have Saber, and so I'd have to add them to the character list. I don't think I've picked up anybody else to bother to update my character list.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to do Mario versus Donkey Kong as one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That manual actually just works really well. And I'm honestly kind of surprised. I wish I could remember the other one. There was another one that I was like, that one should work good.
but I can't remember what it was now. Oh, have I started hitting the point where I'm getting just the weird tunnel vision? I seem to recall I remember why I did not want to do 48 track ones too often.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get hit with a shell. I completely missed an item box, so someone's gonna hit it. Or not. Okay. "15 races." Counting this one.
Hmm.
Yep. That was bull. I think I just flattened Baby Mario.
Poor child.
Okay, we're just sticking with the DLC stuff, even though I see there's still stuff that's not. I hit the wrong one. I realized when I looked back over. That's what I get for trying to do two things at once. Well, Link, get out of the wall. I knew that was coming. Ooh, that one almost did not go to dry desert there.
Yeah, that is right on the line.
I love that I'm finally starting to get the hang of the timing. Just for tomorrow it to be off. Because the timing's always a little bit different in each game. Also, for a dry desert, it's got a little bit of water. Darn, I missed him. Not looking. Oh, I've got the super horn, so where's the lightning? Wait, what? You saw that, right? I buck bounced the pokey and it didn't damage me or anything.
Okay. I looked over to see since I was a little bit behind, see if I missed it, but apparently I did.
I thought the pokies were supposed to damage you regardless.
Weird property of it?
Yep, donk.
Things are going well, I see.
Hmm. And yep. Too tight. Oh, it is officially Switch 2 launch day.
Hooray!
All the thunder.
Oh, what?
Just all the thunder.
Hmm. So,
You. Blue shawl. Right at the end. Also, I forgot to switch again.
yep.
Koopa Cape? Yep, Koopa Cape. Well, the wheel is really wanting to just barely stop. Because that's another one that it went right slightly past. Oh crap. I just can't dodge this rock for nothing today. Yep, saw that coming a mile away. Smacked that Goomba right in the face. Which is normally a good thing. Oh my god. All three. All three. Okay. Don't know what that was about, Discord.
What did it do?
It disconnected me. And then reconnected.
I don't know.
Really? You get a red shell out the gate. Double bombs.
Heh.
Alright. And then there were 8.
Yay!
Sunset Wilds. I got booed as a red shell was thrown at me when I had the only thing that could block it behind me.
Damn.
Really? I actually would have been upset if the game had cheated me right there at the end. Peach Gardens. All right. Cheap, cheap beach. Working on Ridercraft stuff, I take it.
Yeah, I'm at the game form change stuff, and I was typing out just like, okay, how do we not repeat 1,001 arms since game form changes are very freeform like that in the mod?
True. Oh, I have a thought. I know we kind of disproved that the glowstone was causing lag,
Yeah.
but have you looked into the new copper bulbs that are in there?
I have not.
They light up pretty good.
No. I have the lights from the Deno stuff in the ceiling.
Yeah, but I'm doing a test one kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm wanting to see how far it'll go before it starts chugging.
Mm-hmm.
And they light up really good. Like 1 every 4 block is lighting up almost to the point where you really wouldn't need any other light source.
Mm.
I'm kind of leaning towards seeing if I can't implement that into the one we've got. I just don't know how hard it is to make the bulbs.
Mm.
Because doing it in creative is way different than doing it in survival.
Is that copper bulb?
I believe it's what it is. You do have to have a button or a lever to turn it on because it's a redstone kind of concept. I actually found one of them in a cougar den.
Mm.
And that's when I got to thinking about it. Because I think that one had a button on it, if I'm remembering right.
Probably.
And then there were 5. What all do you need to make one of those?
Mm. 3 blocks of copper, a blaze rod, and a redstone dust.
We could make those relatively easy then.
Yeah.
Because we keep finding copper.
Oh god, we have so much copper, I'm sure.
We've got free reign to the nether, so the blaze rods are easy. I don't think we destroyed all the spawners for them anyhow, so...
I think we honestly barely touched proper nether stuff and was mainly looking for Ridercraft nether stuff.
I think, if anything, the only thing we might have a hard time with is the redstone right out the gate. I'd have to boot it up to see, but... Of course, you only need one redstone dust, right?
Yeah, it's one. It's one of each except for the copper blocks, which is 3.
I think we've got a stack. I probably could revamp the lighting in it then. I'm honestly thinking about just doing these last 4 just in order and be done.
Yeah.
Because now it's getting to a point where it's like, the spinning's not gonna do any good. This was a unique way of doing it, and probably an idea similar to how I'll wind up doing the archipelago.
Mm-hmm.
Darn it. There it is. Looked right past that and didn't even see it. Yep, next time I do this, I'm adding the cups. I swear, every time I'll get a boo and then I'll get lightning. Every time. And then, of course, the rest of them pick up items. Whoops. I too hard on that one. Okay. Final one, and then all the rainbow reds. Oh, banana. I wasn't expecting to actually catch that. I thought I slid right between them. Love that I glanced down at the mini-map just enough for me to see the blue shell coming my way so I could get rid of the green one. Hmm. All right. Since I can't tell it 5 races, I'm having to tell it 6. Rainbow Road through the ages. As your phone says.
Yeah.
Really? No, there's no way that you can hold that many items. Quit cheating, game.
Sure it can.
I literally had 4 red shells thrown at me, and we did not pass enough item boxes for that. I'm like, no, quit cheating. Alright, so that's Rainbow Road done. Alright. This isn't Double Dash. You don't only get one item. You deserve that, Wario. Gets right up beside me, smacks me with a red shell just to get hit by Rosalina's freaking banana peel. I'm like, you deserve that. And then 64. Excuse me? The game just dunked me into one of the holes when I tricked completely on the ground with it. It just said, no, you fell in. I'm like, what? Ooh, I about fell off that time. Oh my god. Stop. That is like 3 red shells in a row and a blue shell. Okay. Is the AI getting anything besides red shells?
Probably not.
That is literally, outside of the blue shell, the only thing that's been thrown at me. I've been hit with the lightning, red shell, and blue shell. And that is it. Oh, you are kidding me right now. Two, I'm gonna start counting them because there's no way that the AI is pulling this off. I'm in second. I get a mushroom and a red shell. I blue. Oh, you're freaking kidding right now. 4 red shells and 2 blues. And that is all I got hit with. No greens flying by me, no nothing. No. No. Jeez. Don't understand that. But final Rainbow Road. Oh, what? We're not gonna hit me with a red shell right now? And you've been doing so good at it so far. Oh, no, we're going straight to the blue. Oh, there was the red. And I fell off. Hey, they do get other shells besides red. I just saw a green shell. Well,
So Max updated his predictions list. Oh, what? So you fall off there.
y'all
He
can
decided
piss
to
off.
he decided to amend his Marvel vs. Capcom 4, and has now said, Marvel vs. Capcom 4 / Marvel vs. Capcom returns. 2,000 gift subs. It's going to be on my every prediction list from here on out to the end of time.
Sounds about right.
I'm like, all right. We'll see how that plays out. Like, it's not going to happen now, but I feel like it may happen.
But yeah. I have done what I wanted to with Mario Kart 8 now.
Hooray!
But tomorrow, tomorrow's Mario Kart World.
Yay!
And maybe some comparison stuff. Just depends on what I'm more in the mood for at the beginning, but yeah. But on my side, that'll be it. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and thumbs up if you want to see more like this. And yeah. See y'all tomorrow with Switch 2.